welcome to the podcast Dear Life. I'm your host Raza Pulami, and this is the Faith-Based Podcast where we bring fresh perspective, real talk, and lots of inspiration from the Bible. Today we're going to talk about something that hide deep inside of us. It's pride, and sometimes we don't even realize it from the outside, but it is happening inside, which quietly lead us away from God. And today I'm going to start off with telling you guys what is pride. Pride is when we start thinking we don't need God. It's when we believe we're more better, strong, or more important than others, or even more important than God Himself. Pride whispers things like, I can do this on my own. I don't need God. I don't need people. Or I know better than anyone else. Or I don't need help from people. Or I don't need help from God. I can believe that I can do myself. Those are the things that is keeping you and me away from God without even realizing that is pride. And if we look into the story of a Lucifer once was a very powerful and beautiful angel created by God. If we look into Ezekiel 28:13 and 14, in there it says, he was full of wisdom and beauty and placed on the mountain of God. But over the time, his heart was filled with pride. If we look in Isaiah 14:13 and 14, it says there, he said in his heart, I will rise to heaven. I will set my throne above God's star. I will be like the Most High. Lucifer wanted to take God's place, and that thought was alone enough. So in here, what happened was in Isaiah 14:15, it says that, but you were brought down to the grave, to the lowest depth of the pit. Lucifer was thrown out of the heaven because of his pride. He thought that he could be better off, he thought that he can set his throne above God. And because of that, he was thrown out of heaven. And if we look into Revelation 12:7 and 9, it says there, he was cast down along with other angels who followed him. That's why Satan and demon are become to known as demon, right? And Satan. And those were the angels which they were perfect, they were good in heaven, but because of their pride, they were thrown down to the earth, and because of that now they are known as Satan or demon, that we cast the evil spirit out in Jesus name, right? So these are the things that keep him away from God. And a lot of the time what we don't realize is, just imagine Lucifer had a wonderful life in heaven, right? He was with God, in the presence of God always, but his heart was filled with pride. And because his heart was filled with pride, later God couldn't do the purpose that he designed Lucifer for. So what we do when we start bringing our pride ahead of us, and we put our pride and we think like we don't need God, I'm better off alone by myself and I can do everything. When we start thinking like that, we destroy the destiny that God has. Imagine the amazing destiny God had for Lucifer, right? But because of his pride, he was thrown out of heaven. Then imagine how much are we causing because of our pride, that we're destroying the design that God has created us to be, the purpose that God has in us. And if you might have a question like, how can I overcome pride? Or how do I know if I even have a pride? If you wanted to know, even if you have a pride or even if I have a pride, then these are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Do you think you're always right? Because we as a human, we're very imperfect human, right? So we do mistakes and things happen ups and downs. So if you think that you're always right, that can be pride, which will lead you to much bigger pride. So always ask your question. Do I think, am I right every single time and prove other person wrong? Or do you think you don't need a correction? Or do you compare yourself to other thinking that, oh, I'm better than them? Like, this person are like, no goods. Like, look at them, and comparing yourself and making yourself think I'm superior than them. Those are the prides. Or do you take all the credits and don't thank God for things that happen in your life? That can be pride. And do you forget to pray or ask God for help whenever you're doing something? Those things can be pride. You might be asking like, why? Like, I'm just doing my regular things. It's why that is pride is because you're thinking, oh, I know this plan for sure gonna be successful, so I don't need God. So you're not putting God. Because as a believer, we need to put God in everything that we do. We need to put Him first in everything we do. So ask yourself, do you ask God for help whenever you're doing something new? Ask for His advice, because He surely will give you guidance if you ask Him. And how can we overcome the pride? You might have question, and I have a question. I have a lot of questions. Like, how can I overcome the pride? So, number one is to humble ourselves before God and say to God that, God, I need your help daily in everyday life, that I need your help and I cannot do anything without you, but with you, everything is possible. And second is give God glory in both good or hard time. Trust Him. And number three is ask God to search your heart. Like in Psalm 139, 23 and 24 say, search me, O God. Show me anything wrong in me. When we ask God to correct, He will guide us with love, and He will show us the thing that we need to improve with His love. And the final thoughts that I wanted to share to you guys is pride that caused Lucifer to fall down from heaven. It can cause you to lead a different life that God has designed. If you let pride lead you, then you will destroy the destiny that God has in you. So I would encourage you, put aside that pride and come to God, because everything that God has is much better than what a pride can give you. Pride can destroy a relationship that beautifully you have with other person. Because what pride does is it breaks the relationship we have with people. And we need a relationship as a human being, right? We require a human connection. And what pride does is we think, I don't need people. I'm better off myself. So I want you to come to God and tell God about the pride that you have, and tell Him the truth, and trust me, trust me, trust me, He will guide you. And come to God and pray to God about these things, and ask God, God, if there is any pride inside of me, take it away and guide me and help me be humble in your presence, and help me lead my life in you, and help me that to think that I need you and I'm nothing without you. When you start thinking that, trust me, God will surely answer your prayer. And the next time when you see yourself, you will be like, is this even me? Am I the same person? You will start seeing the big changes in your life. And I hope from this short podcast, you feel inspired to know that pride is a serious sin that we need to be aware of and overcome those things. Because God has given a spirit to overcome, and with God we can do anything. So let's come together in God, and God will surely help you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to learn more insight on God and how to stay strong in our faith.